Hey YouTubers, it's me, Lonnie Clark, Nuts for Art. Here I am again on Google Hangouts because this is easiest to upload. Look at my hair. I put the mask on again. I took my other video down on the nuclear taboo because, because I had inadvertently put I showed you this letter and had my address on it, so I decided, oops, so I took it down right away. But I want to thank everybody who follows me. If this is the first time you're coming to my channel, my channel I've gone through phases of what I've done on YouTube. So I have read books, Dr. John Goughlin's books. As you can see, I'm in mask because I want to talk today about breaking nuclear taboo, which is what we're doing as Fuku fighters. And there is a huge nuclear taboo. And it is about, you can't talk about it, you can't think about it. If you get sick, it's not because of that, it's because of something else. If your parents got cancer, it's probably because of something else. We are not allowed to talk about it. Hold on, I'm going to some of my coffee. I know it's a big cup of coffee. It's all the coffee I drink in a day. It's half milk, half coffee. Still a lot of coffee, yes, I know. But bottom line is, I wanted to talk to you guys about being Fuku fighters, and breaking this nuclear taboo is interesting because when I got into this, I didn't think about becoming an activist or breaking the nuclear taboo. You know what I did? I was responding to, I'm going to show you this. Oh, rats, hold on, that's the wrong one. Oh, hold on, I have to get to there, hold on. I'm not going to share, I have to open this up first. I have to be on these windows that I want to see first before I think I can move around home when I screen share. Let's see what's on here. We'll get rid of that. There. So now, this is what I was responding to Dr. Carl Grossman. I heard him on Helen Caldicott's show, If You Love This Planet, which is probably in one of his, he has presentations, articles, his home. It's about him. He has his interviews that he's done and interviews of him. He thought it was interesting when I asked to interview him, but he changed my life. He's, you know, he on her show said, Fukushima is the biggest thing in the world. And it's going to take everyone. So don't tell, we're used to telling ourselves no, but this time say yes, because we need everyone to do it. So I ventured out a little bit, got my hand bit off on YouTube. I had a different channel, different names, and ended up with Nuts for Art. That's how I got that name. That was one that I actually liked, and I didn't get attacked too badly. I'm opening up Carl's book sample. He always talks about this on my radio show. I highly recommend it. This is how easy it is. It's 326-page PDF. You can just keep it on your computer. You don't even need to print it out, but I myself did. And I also have it as a PDF on my computer. And I started to read it on my YouTube channel, but to be honest, by the time I was reading it, it was late at night, and it just was like, oh my God, I did a terrible job of it. When I went back and listened to it, I decided I couldn't put my listeners through that, so I took it down. So, oh crap, I forgot to screen share with you. Okay, let's see here. I think that's it. There you go. Look at this. I apologize for that. Good thing there's nobody watching, so it doesn't really matter. That's the cool thing about YouTube, is like, really, I think it's really for the few people that really matter. This is Carl Grossman. Look at his picture. Homepage. He really has an outstanding character. He's a real American. I have to say, I find him, it's very sweet. Like, this is how we made our, you know, we have this idea of who we are as Americans, as civil people, but they have completely denied the fact that there's some very evil Nazis in the White House that have been there for a long time. And that's, we really do have the Nazi takeover of the government right now. That's how I feel. Hence this mask, because we need, you know, this is again another one of those taboos, so I thought I'd do this. Carl Grossman is giving away this book for free, folks. It says a cover-up sample. I guess the publisher said that they had to do this for technical reasons, what you're not supposed to know about nuclear power. He wrote this a long time ago, 1980, and he amended it in 2011. He wrote a foreword to the third edition, post-Fukushima, 3 Mile Island, all the stuff that happened. So it's quite a lengthy foreword, but it's awesome read. And I was reading it, and then when I went back, I'm like, I did not do justice to this, so I stopped doing it. But this is the point. Carl Grossman encourages us to break the nuclear taboo. When we are talking about nuclear, here, Lorraine Murray, she's being interviewed. This is Rad Chick's page. She was being interviewed. I went back. I heard this. I listened to this in sometime in April, actually, while I was working. And I'd gotten off of school, and I saw this come up, and I thought about it very recently because I made a comment that we're in the Third World War on my radio show. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's going on. Fukushima, they know what they're doing. They're not stopping Fukushima. Why? Why do they just like putz around like those guys? Why do they allow them to dump nuclear waste just? Psh, what are they not telling us? I mean, it's beyond a cover-up. It's a crime. Radiation omnicide, Lauren Murray, in her interview with Alfred Weber on, what date was this? I don't know. I wanted to show this to you guys because these are things that matter, and these are the people that have changed my life and that are changing my life and expose me. This is her website, tells you all about her. Very lengthy, filled with colors and things. Interesting little signals throughout the whole page. I guess they're a key. Look at this lengthy page. Wow, huh? I wanted you to see this because here's the Encyclopedia Britannica. I went here to see what this was. This is where it brought me. This one I want to show you how insane it is when you start wanting to find stuff out. I asked what was the Wigner effect. I wanted to see what it said. Now I know what, I've had it explained. I've listened to Lorraine Murray, but I wanted to like read it myself. This is what I popped up with. I'm like, really? This is what I have to read? It's the Wigner effect. The phenomenon known as the Wigner effect, and sometimes as a knock-on process, was actually discovered in 1943 by the American chemist Milton Burton and N.J. Newbert, and found to have a profound influences on graphite and other materials. Really? So, yeah, it's this whole process that breaks down material because of the neutrons, the way that they all break down when we have all this effects of radiation. Dave Parrish, Operation Save the Earth. If you guys are not listening to Dave Parrish, check this out. He only has 131 subscribers. I have 356. I want at least all of my subscribers, so please subscribe to Dave. And follow him on Friday. You know, he's actually awesome. That's the other reason I took my video down the other night. I played this long period of time where I was listening to him, and I thought you guys could hear him. And you can't. After I went back and listened to it, so then I started editing all this, and it got all messed up on YouTube. So I just deleted it and said I'm going to do this again. So here I am, Operation Save the Earth. Step 1, educate yourself. Here we go. This is the information you can find. This is Dave's website. In all of the things, I'm going to have the links. And this is Donna Gilmore's page about the cast. She was instrumental in working with stop the San Onofre nuclear power plant when it went down. There was about 200 people involved down there that actually got involved, and really every leg was important. It was a really great cooperative effort down there. But there were some very instrumental people, and one of them was Donna Gilmore, and she had this page. And San Onofre Safety SOS, how clever, right? So that she discovered this. You guys may know this. You follow my page. You've heard her. She wrote this thing about ways to amend, and I think I have them pull up. The Shimkus Bill, the Nuclear Waste Policy Amendment Act of 2017, makes nuclear waste problems worse. Vote no on H.R. 3053 because it blank, blank, blank. All this stuff eliminates critical storage and safety requirements, transport safety requirements. You know what that means, you guys? They no longer have to tell us. Eliminates critical federal, state, water, local rights, and other rights. Wastes the already inadequate nuclear waste funds. This is just the quick one. Look at this. She did it a more lengthy one, and this is basically a letter. See, this is her name, her contact. You can go to her webpage, and you can download anything that you want on her webpage. She actually has things that you can take. She has handouts, I'm pretty sure. Like even these videos, you can take the videos. She has handouts that she's made for people, for you just to come and take. Like, just use them. Check out this dry cast date as of June 30th, 2013. Is that the most current? Let's get this one. Nuclear waste container problems, 2015. Okay, let's look at this. U.S. total damaged fuel assemblies as of June 2013. Wow. Huh. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? I hadn't actually ever looked at that. That's astounding. Anyways, I'm not going to get stuck on that one because this is a video I want to talk to you guys so that you can come here, go to Donna's page, and get active. Figure out ways that you can do this and come here to Fuku Fridays and listen to Dave. He's freaking awesome. He's totally funny. He says some things that are so right on. Follow Lorraine Murray. Follow the people that you believe are telling you the facts and find them out for yourself. Link on, get the real information. Like, this is why I like Donna's page. You can actually, there's a link on here where you can actually go to on that HR 3053, you can get the actual bill. There you go. Watch this. Bada bada bing. It links to congress.gov. Here's the bill. And this bill will tell you where it's at. These are the texts. It'll give you a summary and then the full text. The full text is super boring. And so let's see, you can do other here. You can find out who the co-sponsors are. So let's go see who the co-sponsors are. Mr. Co-sponsors, that's who I look at. And I like to look at them by check all Republicans and Democrats. And then we have them list by party. So these are all the Democrats that are signed on to this bill. All of them ought to be off of this bill. Every Democrat. You know who's on here that I find the most egregious? The Democrat who represents St. Louis, Lacey Clay. And it's political pressure. They're pressuring these people to be on there. I don't know. I find it very disturbing, actually. I don't like it one bit. I don't know. Can we stop them? Probably not. Should we opt to try? I think so. I mean, I think we ought to. I think we really ought to. We really ought to figure out a way to make these people stop pretending like they're doing something, because they're not doing something. Nuclear power reactor damage spent fuel assemblies as of June 2013. We're 4 years later. How many more do you think we have? Look at this. Outrageous. So this is why we have to break the nuclear taboo. And we have to decide that we are going to do it. And we don't really need a lot more studies. That's the issue. We don't need a lot more studies. We already see the deaths. We see everything changing. The climate is not having climate change. It's collapsing. And the nuclear pollution is killing us. There's a war on us. The EMPs, all these electrical things, they know what they're doing. Well, I'm going to stop screen sharing. I wanted you guys to see this. It does matter. And I want to thank all the Fuku fighters. I want to, you know, from the very beginning, Carl Grossman, Helen Caldecott. Helen Caldecott's a Fuku fighter, whether people want to admit it or not. She's a Fuku fighter. We don't have to like each other. And, you know, there's a lot of people who disagree. Honestly, it's been interesting doing my radio show because I refuse to give in to this idea of normalizing nuclear pollution. It's outrageous. They don't ever talk about the human cost or the cost to the planet or what it's doing. It's always money. And then they go to the environment. Okay, so the environment. But they don't ever think about us human beings as part of the environment. Hence the mask. Because really, it's time. It's super time. So I don't know where else you guys go on the internet for your information. I also go, let's see if we can get to ENE News. I'm going to show people ENE News too. Pretty sure it's a .com, but I'll go back. Let's just put in ENE News. It should tell me the last time I was there. It's odd at ENE News. I don't know who posted up. It doesn't ever say. Here's the one from November 1st. Alert after collapse at nuclear site. So they gather up information, right? From the Yonhap, from the Telegraph, the Daily Telegraph, the Sun, Newsweek, AccuWeather. Yeah, that's going to be really AccuWeather. You could watch a video. Fears of a major radiation leak. Okay. Nuclear fallout could spread across if the mountain did collapse. That's what China said. So, I don't know about ENE News. I don't know who runs it, but it's a go-to place where you can find things and you can find the links. Most of the time you can find the links. Watch. I'm going to keep sharing so you can see this. Okay. It's the usual story. I don't think any of it. It's all one story if you notice. Every place was the same. Site in a leak of radioactive material. You could see this. It says that another nuclear blast could, as if it didn't already. That's what blew me away. Really? That happened and they think nothing happened? Could have been killed. 200 workers could have been killed. So this is the way it goes. It's hard to figure out what's real, who's real. You know, that's my school. I think it's important for us to keep on now. Because really, what else are we going to do? Oh, Guy McPherson, one more thing. 4:30. I know I started at 4:30, so that's the good part when I haven't started at a certain time. Let's type in Guy McPherson. McPherson. See if he has his own website. I've seen him on YouTube. Yeah, he does. Our days are numbered. Yeah, I remember when I first saw that, I was so mad. But I'll put his also in the links too. This is his summary climate change update. This is basically his idea that, like, we're just super screwed. We're way beyond the time. You can come here and read it yourself. He explains it all. It's all quite scientific, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Those of us out here living the real world, we already know our kids are dying. Our family's sick. Hello. Beyond linear change. Okay. So let's see. Unimpressed. Blah, blah, blah. Wow. Wordy, wordy, wordy people. Okay. So where is he taking us to? What's the summary? Oh, Lord. Look at this. Yeah, that was a long page. The global police state has arrived, and it's accompanied by subtle changes in the Earth's rotation that result from the melting of glaciers and ice sheets, i.e., climate change is causing Earth's pulse to shift. The situation on land is worsening too as a result of climate change. I want these people to call it an environmental collapse. I don't know about you, but that's what I think would be reasonable. That's what I think. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to remember to grab this. Okay, I think I stopped sharing, and I think you guys can see me again. Here I am with my glasses on my mask. So how do you like that? See? Hello. Because I can't really read without my at least close-up glasses. I have my contacts in so I can at least see, but I still need glasses to read. So it's been a long time since Fukushima happened. A lot more people know about it. Even if people still eat fish, they know about it. There's kind of two sides of it, right? Or I guess sort of variations. People who don't know anything will never want to know anything. Those people who are trying not to know anything but do know. Those people who know and don't want to talk about it. Those people who know and are talking about it but still eat fish and still like think it's not that bad. And then the kinds that just like slowly it takes over and it kind of goes up. And that's, I've gone on that side and I'm not really coming back down. This is why I'm here on a Sunday afternoon instead of reading this book, which I need to read chapter 5, and I have a bunch of reading to do. But activism works. I'm going to show you this. This is why I deleted my last video. This is a letter I got from Earl Blumenauer's office, and it looked like a stamp, but they actually responded. I sent them those things that I showed you from Donna Gilmour's page, the 2 links I showed you. And I faxed them over to their office. I went to their website and I faxed them over to a dozen, at least 6 or 7 people 2 mornings in a row. And he responded. The only one. My own congressman did not respond. Which I don't, this is something I want to talk about in the nuclear taboo also. Why is it called whistleblowing when a worker inside a nuclear facility suggests to his boss that something isn't right? Why is it called whistleblowing when someone gets a video of workers illegally dumping contaminated waste and it's considered whistleblowing? Why how is it that these workers have not been trained to know they cannot leak it? That there's no money in the planet that is worth what they're doing, regardless of the penalties, what it's going to do to people. That these people were not educated enough to understand the harm they were causing. So why is that called whistleblowing? Because I don't believe that those people, they knew they weren't supposed to do it. But why is the person who's making the video, why is that like, why does King 5 have to take a video of it and go to the CEO? Why can't the people who are there say, hey, man, we were dumping shit. I don't think we should have been doing that, but we had to. Like there, or something, like there is some reason those guys thought that was okay. And guess what? Because of the Price-Anderson Act, it is really okay. There's no penalties. No one's going to go to jail. There's nothing's going to happen. They may have to pay money, but there's going to be a maximum fine. So whatever, they don't really care. Their company isn't going to pay that much overall. They have so much money that the government, that they can pay. That's it. And after that, the government pays for everything. Price-Anderson Act. This is part of the nuclear taboo. People don't know this. We really do have a nuclear taboo, folks. And part of the nuclear taboo is to create this circular firing squad, too. With everybody who doesn't like everybody pissing on each other's directions. I was silent for a few months because I was the target of that for the first time in 3 years. And it was like, what the what? Like, what? It came so out of the blue. But you know what it really effectively does is it keeps us from creating a movement, a union. And I say, forget that. That's why I'm wearing the mask. Because if we have to come incognito about who we really are, or wear a mask to get people to look at us, then we wear a mask. That's what it takes. Because there is a war going on. There is definitely a war going on. Hang on, I'm sort of inclined to take off this mask, though. Speaking of masks, I'm going to go out of cognito, as they say. Boing. Because it was getting to me, getting to my contacts. When my granddaughter gave me this, remember this from last year? This rock. Courage. And that is really the thing. Like, we have to have courage because we're in the stew. There is no getting out. And it's going to have to be okay for us to talk about it. Because the nuclear taboo has got to end. The harassment. We must demand of our elected officials that these norms be changed. It's not whistleblowing to say, hey, they're doing something wrong over there. It's like, wow, you get a reward, thank you, and we will stop these people. Instead of you go sit in the dungeon and you can't do any more work until you decide to quit, or we make you, drive you insane. And you just like live your life as a drug addict, a pharmaceutical drug addict, or an alcoholic, or whatever you choose, but get the F out of here. That is what happens to them now. You think those guys that were dumping that nuclear waste actually are, and when they start getting sick, that Hanford's going to go, oh yeah, we'll pay your medical bills, don't worry. Those guys are going to get very sick. I don't know how long it will take them, but they were very close to highly toxic radioactive waste. Just dumping it right in there like it was water. Okay. So they will be part of breaking the nuclear taboo when they get sick, unfortunately for them. And for those of us who keeping track of ourselves so we don't get sick or we stave it off, I think it's kind of not just our responsibility, but sort of our honor that we get to be part of that first generation that admits, like, we are in the stew. The war is on. The nuclear war never ended. They have kept it up, and they have really, like, ramped it up, as they say. And we can't begin to get on the other side of it until we realize we just take the legs out from under them and stop fighting them. Like, just stop with the nuclear firing squad. Everybody can do their work that they need to do. We're not going to stop these people by being angry at them and, like, demanding they go to jail. They're never going to go to jail. The laws are written like we live in a system. Even if you overthrow the system, those people will not be put in jail. Even if they get put in jail, the ones who decision makers will, maybe they have 5-10 years left, they'll all die a Ken Lay death. They'd never go to jail. Now, who was it? Dr. Park, she told me that Ken Lay was actually shot. I thought that he pretended to die and went away. So maybe he did get killed. I don't know. That's the weird part about living in our country. You know, like this time zone, we have no idea what's real, what's not real. I mean, Kevin Finnegan chewed me out because I said the wrong unit 3 instead of unit 4 instead of unit 3, and I had it all mixed up and blah blah blah. And I'm like, look, dude, do you think I even want to know about this stuff? No, I don't want to have to think about a nuclear melting power plant that has just been ignored for 7 years almost now, and they plan on ignoring it. This is their MO. They have no intention of adequately dealing with it. Zero. So outrageous. It's beyond outrageous. And how are we going to manage it? That's the issue. How do we manage it? Hey, can you guys chat? Because this thing says that you guys could chat. So I don't know if you can chat or not, but I did set it up so people could chat. Let's see what this says. Okay, it says it's open. I'm going to say hello. If anybody's out there, you can say hello to me to see if the chat works. I see 4 viewers. Maybe they're from the nuclear industry. They're trying to figure out what they're trying to say. If I'm going to be well known enough, so if they have to like threaten me and cut my tires off or something like that. Those stupid people, like murder, death, kill. Honestly, folks, my goodness, this whole nuclear taboo issue is a big issue. It's affecting a lot of us, and people don't realize it. Our families are getting sick. We live in places that are toxic. We really believe that the government, I mean, I did. I believed our government was protecting us and my kids, except that I knew not to take them to doctors. Like, I did not trust the AMA, who I have long called the American Murder Association. You guys need to read Death by Medicine to really understand what I'm talking about. They kill almost 1 million people a year, every year, from just gross negligence. They are minimally educated. Good slice and dice doctors, though. They can sew you up and cut you up. But get you well, not so much. Well, I guess I'm going to end here. I guess this is just going to be part 1. I'm going to have this ongoing conversation about the nuclear taboo, because this idea that we can't talk about nuclear, that if we're talking about nuclear, you're a nutter, or if you think that nuclear contamination is that dangerous, you must be off your rocker. And I'm here to tell you that nuclear is everywhere. Nuclear contamination is everywhere. The more you look into it, that's the only logical explanation for a lot of things. And it is a complete manipulation to force us into not talking about it. And I'm just not going to participate with that. So I'm going to keep talking about breaking the nuclear taboo. So, and put your courage feet on, you guys. And if any of you want to join in on this conversation, just send me an email to nutzforart@gmail.com, and I'll connect you in. I'm going to go on, I don't know, every few days or every other day if I can. And I usually get to it at the end of the night, just because I refuse to not do it. And so I've ended up doing it like at 11:30 at night. And then, like I did last night, I showed this letter with my name and address. I'm like, wow, look what came. This is what happens when you send information to Congress people when they don't know it. You get back the letter. Although I sent this to probably 7 or I think it was 6 people on 2 days, so 12 people. I don't know if they all got it. I did call back and confirm with his office they got it. Maybe that's why I got that letter. But I did call back all the Oregon people, because we live right next to Hanford, and we live above Diablo Canyon, and we're in direct line of Fukushima. So bada bada bing, and the Cascadia and the San Andreas fault, like we're like super screwed. If anything happens, like this place is going to not, hopefully, Mother Earth will swallow it back up and all the radioactivity that goes with it and bury it back up. So I guess that's our way out. Ciao, you guys. I'm going to end here. Bye-bye.